Hello everyone, this is Richard, and in this video I'm going to be playing Banished. It's a game on Steam, an indie game, and it recently had a sale for Black Friday. I think it's still up where it's only $8, so I figured I'd get it and do a video on it, kind of in the theme of Thanksgiving. So we're going to start a new world. If you haven't heard of this game, basically it's a kind of medieval-styled, but more than medieval, more like settler-styled city, like sim building thing. So I think we'll leave it on valleys. Terrain size, I'll go with medium. Climate mild. I'm going for fairly easy because this is only my third attempt, and this game is pretty hard. So let's just start up. I've only played a few times, so I kind of get the basics, like I know what I've got to do. So we're going to start out basically building two huge farms because we're going to need a lot of food. Because in the beginning, you see we have some families here who just moved in, and the idea is they've been banished from wherever they came from, so they have some basic resources and a few houses set up, and that's it, and we've got to basically build a whole world for them. So right now I'm going to go over, and we are going to start out by building a crop field. Usually I would have actually cleared out some of the area for wood, but we've already got a fair amount cleared, so we'll just use this as crop field 1. And I'm probably going to have another, so what you can do is I'll have them collect this wood. And then I have to set what I want them to grow here. I guess based on this climate, it's determined it's wheat that can be grown here only. So we're going to say have 3 farmers. And basically, if I go over here, I don't know the hotkeys yet, although I'm sure I could learn them. But it says assign jobs to citizens. Yeah, here it is. So basically you can manage the amount of jobs in your village. So right now there's 12 adults total. And you can actually see like village information here. So like right now it's saying there's 12 adults and 10 children. And that's students, but we don't have a school, so that's not going to be for a while. And basically here we can have 9 laborers, and laborers are just kind of like your jack of all trades. They do the stuff if there's like no specific assigned thing. And then we have 3 farmers. So the laborers right now are just clearing this field, and the farmers are starting, at least 2 of the 3, on building this, on growing some wheat here. So now we have enough space to build another farm. And you generally want to build your farms next to your storage barns because your storage barns are what can hold your food. So you don't want people, like when they harvest the field, to have to make too long of a journey back to the storage barn. So we're going to go build another field because probably we really just need a lot of food to survive the initial winter. Oh, the crop field is too large. Okay. So I think that's a good sized one as well. And as you can see, we have a lot of sheep here. So I'm thinking about building a pasture. And that will allow us to get some wool and also some venison. So let me see. Here's a pasture. So I'll just build it for all these sheep. And now what we can also do is select some builders. It says here there's 2 jobs available for builders, so we'll just set 2 of the builders. And I'll take from the total laborer count. And we got to specify what we want to grow here. Here there's only the wheat option. And then we'll expand to 6, so now our laborers goes down. And there's also 3 going to be working here and 3 going to be working here. And right now we're good on food. You can see right now we have 900 food, and then each of the houses have already taken some in their inventory. Like, wow, they took a lot. But I guess they have a lot of people to feed, so that makes sense. And these people have taken some, but they have... I guess they're all children, so children eat less food. I guess that makes sense. Because it was like, those took 500. So you can see. Oh no, I think these people are just taking more than they should, but whatever. So that's why initially I don't want to actually build a lot of wooden houses, because I noticed, it seems at least, that when you have a lot more houses, people take a lot more food. And it's not really like evenly divided. So now these people, the builders, are working on creating some pastures. And I'm probably going to create another stockpile, because you can see we're already running out of space in this one. And basically the way something builds, first you have to remove the things that could be in the way. Here there were none. Then you have to bring the resources to the site. Here it required 28 logs. And then you actually have to build it. It's actually a really cool system. This game took me a little bit of getting used to, especially since I didn't see any tutorial. But after that, I really like it. So we're going to actually make another Here it is. It's under the little storage thing. We're going to make another stockpile. Also, leave your feedback in the comments, and I might actually start this as a series on my channel. So if you guys want me to start this as like a full series, tell me. So now we have no people who can work in the pastures, so we're going to set that up to 1. And it's saying it's empty for some reason. Oh, because we didn't tell it to farm, or to have sheep. So now we have one person who's a herder, or herdsman is what they're called. And for some reason, it doesn't seem like much work has been done in this field. Maybe I just can't see it. Okay, yeah, there's a little bit of wheat that's starting. But yeah, most of them haven't gotten much yet. The good thing is we're only in early spring, so hopefully by autumn, we should be at 100% harvest. And we have enough food to last the whole first season, initially. So now we're just going to want to make sure that we'll have enough to, survive the whole winter. And so that's why you need to build a fair amount here. I don't see any water nearby, at least. Because in my other game, I had a fishing dock that brought some, fish and resources in during the winter. But we don't have water really nearby, and I don't have to build roads or clear out all those trees. So I think here we might actually, as our kind of alternate food source, because I want to have one we can use during the winter, we might set up a hunting cabin. And the real thing is I want to see if there's any... I want to place this near animals. So we have some animals here. And we could probably harvest a lot of this, so I'm going to tell them to remove these resources. That's a lot of iron. Basically, the iron is the darker colored, and this is the stone, which is the lighter colored material. Or rocks. But see, here we have to remove this one tree, and then we have to collect 34 logs, 12 stone, and then we have to build it. So I'm actually going to bump up our builders to 3. Basically, each structure has a max of whatever laborers or workers can do that job in that structure. So here, only 3 people can work on this at once, so we can't assign more. So since we only have 1 building we're making anyway, I figure I'll just max out those workers there. And here we can see the wheat is slowly starting to grow, which is pretty good because we are in spring now, so we need to kind of pick up the pace with the farm. And this stockpile still really hasn't filled up yet. Let's see what food we have. One of the interesting things, and I don't fully understand the pasture system yet because I really didn't look any of this up and I've just been kind of teaching myself, is you notice there's actually more than 4 sheep as far as I can tell inside of here. So if I set it to 3 of 4, they'll decide to, I think, murder one of them for food, or they should, because it says controls the number of animals to keep in pasture exceeding this count will result in livestock being slaughtered for food. Which is interesting because it seems like the whole thing's exceeding the count because there were more than 4. I think he might be going to slaughter that one. Yeah, that's why he disappeared. So let's only slaughter 1. And now he is carrying some mutton, yeah. So now he's going to bring that back to it so we'll have some more food. That's just kind of an alternate food source. And then we're also going to have this hunting cabin as another food source, which should be good. Because really the first winter, your real big issue is starvation. So we got to make sure we don't. Because the first game I started, we didn't do too well the first winter. So I'm probably being more over the top and paranoid with food, but we do need it. So I'm actually tempted to make a stockpile right there. If I can remember these. No. Here's a stockpile. And I'm tempted to delete this one then. Actually, I don't know how to delete something. I think they have to manually remove it. So I think I can say remove structures. Oh wow, that did it automatically. That was nice. So now they're going to move the stuff to here, basically, I think. Because this is stone. And that way they don't have to go all the way there. It's closer. Now these people are taking resources from here and moving it over to there. So yeah, basically, I'm sorry I haven't really uploaded much to my channel lately. I've actually been on break, but I've had a kind of other project I'm working on right now, a website for Minecraft that should hopefully be out in a few months, or I'll at least do a preview sometime for it, and that's been consuming a lot of my the time that I devote to free time and hobbies and stuff. So that's why there hasn't been as many videos, and I really still don't know what to do videos about, which is why I'm doing a video on this actually, because maybe some of you guys heard, but I was kicked from Gold Guild. They said I hadn't uploaded frequently enough or whatever. And I was actually planning on uploading once Gold Guild version 2 came out. And ironically, they reset to version, like, the new map and Gold Guild 2 as soon as I was kicked. So that kind of annoyed me because I would have liked to stay and, like, do some of those videos. And I'd like to do some, like, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare videos eventually. But right now, I can't really because I don't have the game yet. And I'm trying to wait for a good deal. There's probably a good deal today, and I might get it, since it's Black Friday. Or I might just wait till Cyber Monday and see if they have anything like a good deal online. Okay, so now, as you can see, let's slow this down a little. We're actually gonna set it to some more hunters here. Now we're out of laborers because we've got everyone basically dedicated as a farmer, or a good chunk of our people are dedicated as farmers, so we can't really get more than 2 hunters. But that's good, because they can still collect, or still get these, I think, deer over here. I think that's a deer. It's kind of small. But anyway, this is a really cool game, because this game was made by a single person. And you can see it's late spring, and we already have, our farm is doing really well. And the important thing with, like, making a big farm is basically once they finish that season, they stop. They don't grow anymore anyway, because, say this was harvested in late summer, there's no time to begin growing another field before winter. So basically you want to make large crop fields and multiple of them in the beginning because once they finish harvesting it, that's all you get for that year. But at the same time, it's like the fastest and most most product you get for production. You get the most food from this, whereas like the hunting cabin, we're not going to get a whole lot. But it's going to bring in some extra, and it works during the winter, which is the important thing. So another really cool thing this has is not assigns jobs to citizens. It's this little event log. Right now nothing's happened, but when like a child grows up and becomes a laborer, it'll tell you in the event log. And when a child is born, it'll tell you. When like other things happen, like people starve to death, which hopefully should not happen in this game, but I've had it happen to me a fair amount in the past. Okay. So all of a sudden this happened. Early summer we have 4 children who were born. So now we have 14 children and 12 adults. And I think you can get actually quite high population counts. I haven't really done that yet, but I heard you can. Oh, and yeah, they're using the stockpile over here now. So another thing we're going to want to make real quick, I think, is a woodcutter. Because, let's see, I think it's here, yeah. Basically, wood, like logs, and firewood are considered 2 separate resources. And once winter comes, we'll need a lot of firewood to keep like people warm. And basically, we have to wait. Basically, we have to have a woodcutter to turn the logs into firewood. And so we need to create that. Because, like, since buildings take a while to make, I figure I'd do that first. And we can check here and see if we've brought in any... They haven't brought any venison in yet from the hunting lodge. Which is interesting. I don't know if... Does this person work for the hunting lodge? They don't seem to have anything on them, so... Yeah, they do, but I'm checking their inventories and they don't have anything there yet. Because I really thought I saw some... Like, that's in the range of it, because basically this yellow line is the range. So anyway, I think we're going to speed up through it, because we're good for the first season now, and I want to get to the harvest. And that's probably like the first winter is where we'll probably end here. And these are nearly finished. They should be finished by autumn for sure. We're actually kind of low on wood. And eventually it'll start snowing in here. Oh, and we should get a woodcutter. I'll bump down the amount of people who are builders and get a woodcutter. So now it says Summer 1, Marciel has become an adult and is working as a laborer. So basically now we have 13 children and 13 adults, which is pretty cool. So basically the children will age up and become adults eventually. And you can actually like find the people in there. And oh, we finally are getting some venison now, which is good. And these are starting to be harvested. Okay, now it says the reserve of food is low, but that's not going to be a problem soon because we're harvesting all this wheat. Like, this should start filling up. We have 336 wheat so far, and we're only going to get more. Like 700 wheat, because in this field is only 75% harvested. So I like to speed this part up here because we're in quite a good situation, so we can definitely speed it up. And we have another wooden house. Marciel, who is age 10 and already working as a laborer, is now living in that house. And we have the tailor. I think we should set one tailor, because I think we do have some leather. Yeah, we do have 6 leather, so we can make some leather clothing. And I guess we'll just harvest a sheep. Because, like, I don't get why these sheep aren't part of it. I think they actually take these sheep in when they harvest one. So, we'll stop that, because one just got harvested. Now we have 600 mutton. And basically one of the cool things is, this now totals up the amount of stored food and everything. Because, obviously, we have different types of food, so it's really nice. Like, we have 2,748 stored food. We do not have to worry at all. And now it's turned to winter. So we had a good Thanksgiving, I guess you could say, a good harvest, which could result in Thanksgiving. Since that was kind of like what the original Pilgrims did. We could actually compare these people to Pilgrims. So I thought that was kind of cool to do this on the day after Thanksgiving then. And we have 219 stored firewood. So I think this was a pretty good first episode. Our town is definitely prospering at the moment. Oh, and one of these cool things I didn't mention, but basically you have limits. Like right now, this little symbol here means he's hit the limit. And as you can see in the vent log, more people are becoming adults and more children are being born. But this means they've hit a limit, and basically, when you go to it, the idea is there can only be 200 firewood at once, which makes sense because we don't need that much firewood. And this red X, or not red X, but this like cross X, whatever you want to call it, circle with a line through it, essentially, just means that there's not enough leather at the moment to do production. But then they just probably got some more leather from the hunting lodge, and so it goes kind of back and forth. Like now we actually have some wool, so we could say, I think we could actually say use leather plus wool, but I don't think we have enough leather because I think we just used it, so we could just say make wool, and then they'll grab the wool from there and bring it over here and make that. So yeah, I think this was a pretty good first episode. Thanks everyone for watching. Leave a like and a comment and tell me if you want me to continue the series. And yeah, I'll probably continue the series if you guys like tell me you want to, because I really like this game. It's pretty hard, but it's a new game and a new style that I haven't really ever played before. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Richard out.